everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, #MovieBay. I am MovieBay, and in this video, we are going to be discussing the slap that was literally heard around the world. Let's get to it. Last night, March 27th, were the Oscars. And if you don't know, the Oscars is an award show where people in film are celebrated for their accomplishments for that year. Usually a very bland, boring award ceremony. Now, last night, though, it was very, very interesting. And if you've been under a rock all day, here's why.
Will Smith just smacked the Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. I'm going to.
Now, what on earth do you wonder could have warranted Will Smith to be cursing at Chris Rock? Well, it was this lame-ass joke right here.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith.
Now, let's break this down. Jada Pinkett Smith has been diagnosed with alopecia, which is a disease that causes hair loss. And she was diagnosed in 2018. This is something that she hasn't been battling silently. Like, if you're on social media at all, literally at all, this is something you would know. But Chris Rock decides that he wants to still make a joke about her shaved head. Now, even if he didn't know that Jada has alopecia, which hopefully he didn't know. Usually when people shave their heads, usually when women shave their heads, like shave their hair off, it's because they either have some type of disease or illness, or they are supporting someone else who has a disease or illness. So why would you make a joke about her having a shaved head? Can you make it make sense to me? And I personally feel like that joke was corny as hell. Let's get on Chris real quick. We're going to get to Will in a minute, but let's talk about Chris real quick. First off, Chris Rock, that joke was lame as hell. It was not funny. G.I. Jane, that shit was whack. That is the most white bread ass joke that could have ever been joked. See, as black people, we have black jokes, and then we have socially acceptable white jokes. That was a white joke. Now, Chris, tell me, was that joke worth it? Was that joke worth the slap that was heard around the world? Was that joke worth your embarrassment? Was that joke worth your jaw? I personally don't think so. Not only that, but I feel like Chris Rock kind of has it out for Jada in particular, because on the Oscars back, I think in 2018, or recently when Chris Rock hosted the Oscars, he made another joke about Jada, how Jada was boycotting the Oscars, because we all know as black people that these awards don't celebrate black people how we should be celebrated. They don't even invite black people who should be invited. So Jada and a lot of other celebrities were boycotting the Oscars that year. Now, he made a joke saying that, well, how you gonna boycott something like you weren't even invited? First off, Chris, come here, Chris. Let me talk to you real quick. Baby, the only reason why you were invited to this white-only's event is because you were working. Yeah, you were working. Like, what are you talking about? Well, instead of making fun of another black person for boycotting this event, you think you could brag because you on the payroll, baby. You're not being honored. You weren't being honored. You were working the function. You were the help. But you got the nerve to try to talk about somebody else who's boycotting for the correct reasons. Okay, Chris, I think I'm going to get off Chris right now because I'm getting a little bit heated. Now, let's get on to Will. Hey, Will, Big Willie, Willie from Philly. I'm not gonna lie. I personally 100% understand why Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. Now, was it right? No, it was not. Was it understandable? Abso-fucking-lutely. Ever since Will and Jada became more open to the public about their lives, their relationships, their family, I feel like they've been taking a lot of heat and a lot of flack just for their decisions that they make in their life, which is sadly a downfall. Like, the reason why people love Beyonce so much is because we don't know shit about Beyonce. Beyonce could be the biggest bitch in the world, but we would never know it because she never gives us that side. She never lets us in enough so somebody could use an ammunition, yeah, against her, right? That's why people love Beyonce so much. Now, we also held Will and Jada to that high standard until they started letting us into their family. And then that's when they became a punching bag for a lot of comedians, okay? With obviously the August Alsina, and then I guess now Jada's appearance, which is what? And then people just say like Jada emasculates Will. You know, it's a lot of jokes to be made there. Not for me. I personally don't give a fuck. But for a comedian, oh my God, like, it's Christmas. Even Regina Hall made a joke about the polygamy thing earlier that night. But I feel like with them, Will and Jada getting so much heat about their lifestyle, just built on and built on and built on. And then they also had the SAG Awards where Laverne Crawford made a comment and it was like a little awkward laugh moment. I feel like he was really just at his breaking point. And you never know what somebody is going through, illness or not. It could be anything completely different. Maybe he had a tummy ache that night, and maybe he had a headache and he just wasn't for the shit. Or maybe Jada had a headache and she just wasn't for the shit. Because initially it looked like Will was laughing, but I personally don't feel like it was a ha ha ha, oh my God, so funny laugh. I feel like it was a polite laugh. You know, like when your coworkers at the water fountain and they making jokes and it's like, ha ha ha, yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those, it was a chuckle. It was like, ha ha ha. So I personally don't think he really thought that was a good joke, because a lot of people was like, well, Will was laughing at first. I feel like it was a polite laugh. Like, oh, you made a joke and I think you want me to laugh, so let me laugh. But Jada was not having that. She made that face. She made that face like, nope, not feeling that one. And off camera, I'm pretty sure Will looked at Jada looked at Will, and Will knew what he had to do. As a man, a protector of the fam, and a lot of y'all dudes don't know this, you supposed to stand up for yours. You supposed to protect yours. Your wife ain't feeling it, then somebody else gotta feel it, okay? Basically, he slapped Jada's name out of his mouth, out of Chris's mouth, okay? Oh, child, the ghetto-ness of it all. I really just wish it didn't happen, though, because this was the first, a lot of firsts for African Americans. This show was, the Oscars were this year, produced by Will Packer. Okay, they had a choir number. Beyonce performed. Like, this was a very black event. And Chris was presenting Soul of Summer, which was a black film. Like, it was just like the wrong time. Out of all the years, this was especially the wrong time for it to happen, because this was like our night. Our meaning black people's Oscar night. And then some black people shit happened. Some black people shit happened. So, I mean, hey, I hate that it happened, but it happened. I hate that it happened, but it happened, and I completely understand. Now, a lot of people don't think that we should patrol or control comedians' mouths. I personally am one of those people. Let a comedian say what the fuck they want to. Freedom of speech. You got a joke, you say the damn joke. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not. If it's funny to you, it's funny to you. If it's not to them, it's not to them. However, you also cannot police somebody else's reaction, somebody else's feelings, somebody else's emotions to that joke. So yeah, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say. But if somebody else feel away, then they should be able to do what the fuck they want to do too. Some people, some lame square people, want Chris Rock to press charges. That shit ain't P. Chris ain't pressing no charges. That ain't player, bruh. He would fucking never. He would fucking never. He would fucking never. And I personally wouldn't either. Because sometimes, shut the fuck up. Especially if you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. You didn't know that lady was sick or not. So shut up. You think she shaved her head for a movie? No. So shut up. Like, oh my God. That joke was so lame. I just replayed it in my head. Something else I wanted to touch on was, first off, Chris Rock ate that shit. He real life did eat that shit. Cause he was like, woo, ho. And then he took his little quick stance, and I feel like he was about to throw a lick, but he kind of like remembered where the fuck he was. But he was shocked, obviously, because he wasn't expecting it. He was open to Will coming on stage. He was like, uh-oh. He did a hearty chuckle. He was thinking like, bro, we about to make some good TV. What is Willie gonna say? He gonna grab the mic. What is he gonna do? Meet me outside, like a little threat, you know? Hopefully, I was kind of hoping that's what he did. But he was not expecting to get slapped. Now, let's talk about the aftermath. After Chris Rock was unexpectedly by him smacked across the face, Chris Rock, he did a little quick whoa. And then he was obviously, shocked. He was like, it was just a joke. It was a joke. Okay, well, yeah, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Now, all the while, after that, Chris Rock, by the way, said, I will. Nigga, he learned his lesson. Chris Rock learned his lesson. But all the while after that, Chris is still shocked. He's stammering. He's trying to find his words, understandably so. Where's the teleprompter? What the fuck am I supposed to say? Because that bit was cut short. And all the while, production kept rolling. The cameras kept rolling. Let that had been two white people, as soon as that person would have smacked the other person, they would have cut to a commercial. And I wonder why they didn't do that. I don't know who was show lead. I don't know if Will Packer was show lead and he kept it in there. But if he wasn't, that's definitely an agenda move. If he was not saying to keep the cameras rolling, or maybe he didn't know to cut the cameras. But if he was not the showrunner, that was an agenda move. Because let that have been two white people, they would have cut those. And we'll be right back after these messages. They would have cut it off. But no, we have to go through Chris Rock trying to find his balance, trying to find his focus. By the way, very professional on Chris's end. I personally don't like the fact that they kept the cameras rolling after that, because everybody needed a break after that. So much so where Will was obviously still emotional after the fact. Denzel came to talk to him. Tyler Perry came to talk to him. Fuck Tyler Perry. If I was Will, get the fuck out of my face, Tyler Perry. Sit your ass down, my dear. Okay? Now, Denzel could give me all the advice he wants. And I don't know why everybody was so amazed with Denzel's advice, even though it's 100% legit. Every time you're doing well, when you're on the up and up, the devil will try any way to get at you. And I am not trying to get too preachy, but when your faith is wavering or when you are succeeding, that is when the devil strikes the hardest, okay? Not calling Chris the devil, but the devil working through Chris, okay? They'll try to knock you off of that pedestal. This is your night, and unfortunately, I'm not going to say the slap deterred him from his Oscar win. By the way, he did have an Oscar win, but I will also say that it is going to be synonymous. The same night Will Smith won an Oscar for King Richard, he also smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. I'm not going to say one will overpower the other, but they will definitely be synonymous and mentioned for years to come. Now, what were your thoughts on this whole debacle? Are you Team Will? Are you Team Chris Rock? Were you just ashamed that it happened in general? Like, what the hell, you guys? Come on, you guys. I definitely think Will could have went and made a little threat like meet me outside, catch me outside. How about that? But it is what it is, and it happened. I don't think that will be hurt or hindered. This will definitely not hinder his career. He is way too established to let this little shit hinder his career. If anything, his stock might have just went up, not by the white folks, but by us folks. Okay. Chris Rock, I don't think it'll hinder his career either, but I do think he'll think twice about making jokes, especially about a woman's vanity, because women's vanity is so sensitive to us. She didn't even have to be sick. Maybe she wasn't feeling it that night. Like, you don't ever know what somebody is going through. That's why, just the same way that you don't want people to police your words, you can't police people's reactions, which is probably one of the reasons he's not suing. Anyhow, like I said, leave your comment section down below. Like this video if you enjoyed my commentary, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. It's a date.